Hey everyone, welcome back to AAMC. My name's Patrick and we're finally back. So, been having to take care of a few things and normal life stuff that gets in the way. Had to end up fixing some plumbing in my house. Winter time's kind of set in on us and just hadn't had time to really get part two out here of the Artisan Lathe. But and I had to wait on some parts too. Had to wait on the end mill. Finally got the piece of stock in, of course, and we're ready to start doing the next process, which is rebuilding the shaft for the lathe. So that's what me and my buddy Hunter's going to do today. We're going to use his lathe. He wants to be in the video and operating his machine and kind of showing what he knows as well. So glad you're all here still with me, and hey, here's part two of the Artisan Lathe restoration. So, this is Hunter. Say hello, Hunter.
Hello, Hunter.
So what he's doing right now is he is taking his chuck off the machine, and we're going to swap out to a collet chuck. And of course, as I showed in the video beforehand, the little short, that's the piece of shafting I was waiting on, and of course I was waiting on an end mill to be able to cut a keyway in this piece of steel. So he's swapping this stuff out. And while he's doing that, we are going to mark the holes and drill the 4 holes that's needed in the shaft as well. So we'll kind of just time lapse this, I reckon. So what he's doing now, that's what's known as a collet chuck. And what he is putting in it is a collet.
It's a 5C collet.
They have different names for different tapers, different threads, and everything else like that as well. So what are you going to put in there, Hunter?
3/16 aluminum.
So basically a lathe is the only machine that can actually reproduce itself within itself. Like, it can make all of its parts. If you have the tooling and the attachments, it can build all of its parts. So that's what he's using, his little end mill there, and we're going to use that to cut the keyway. And we got to mark it, of course, and figure out where we want it. Got to measure it where we want it, but we're just getting set up to be able to stick it in there. And we don't really have a milling machine to use, and this works.
Not yet.
Not yet, of course, but basically what this is going to do, this is I guess you could say this is the cruder way of doing it.
Absolutely.
But you know what? It ain't crude or dumb if it works.
Short term and good. Yep. Working just fine.
So this is what you call poor man's layout fluid or dye. It is a big old giant Sharpie, and it works pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're just doing today. We're going to drill these holes and cut that little keyway, and then that'll be pretty much done. After that, we got to make an eyelet pulley. I got to come up a couple pieces, then I got to figure out where it bolts on. I already took the chuck off this machine. I couldn't help myself. I was in here one evening and said, man, I ain't got time to make a video, but I'm gonna pull the chuck anyway. So we popped it loose. I got to clean it up, but eventually we're gonna make a backing plate for this thing too.
That ought to be good enough.
Normally you cut this stuff with a piece of cardboard tube around it. Nah, it'll be okay.
Did it not come in a cardboard tube?
Yeah, I threw it out there.
Like a little thin one?
Yeah. So now what we're going to check is the depth, how deep to cut the keyway. Got it set up, got it ready to go. Brand new fancy schmancy 3/16 end mill. So what he's...
So from the lips, it needs to be 89 90 thousandths deep from the top of the lips there. So we'll dial in a 50 to 60 cut and go from there. Alright, it's ready to come out.
Show you something he's been building. He needed a steady rest for his lathe, so he decided to sit down and build him one. And he's built all this out of raw materials. Nothing's been bought, just stuff he's found. And it's gonna come out real nice, actually. Yeah, it's gonna come out. He's working on the bottom block for it right now, which that is going to be this. That'll be his base for it. And he's got to put it all together, but he's built everything. Here he's going to put rollers in, roller bearings in it, but
So
yeah, it looks really good. These spin and everything, which he's still got to finish these out, but yeah. So anyway, so we just pulled it out.
We're going to hit it with the off-brand Dynafile here. Harbor Freight.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
If you go to Dynafile and buy one of these, you're talking about like $800 or better.
Wow.
For the cheapest version. This, 40 or 50 bucks. Alright, that keyway is done.
Hello. There's the key. Perfect. Fits right in there like it's supposed to. So now, we just need to drill 4 holes. And then we're basically, that part's done.
Other than facing off.
Yeah, cleaning the edges up here, basically. Taking these sharp burrs off.
Putting a radius or a chamfer on there, either one.
Very light too, it doesn't have to be nothing crazy. Then after that part's done for the shaft. The next thing will be building the tensioner pulley, which I have to figure out where the heck it mounts on that machine, because I don't know. I've seen pictures of it, but I got to look at some pictures, what little bit of pictures online of it, and see where it's supposed to mount. So we're going to bring it over here and set up in the drill press, and we'll come back in just a second. Well, and now, as you see, we have made the shaft to go on there. So, seeing how that's done, the next phase is cleaning up handles and knobs and everything else, and we've got to take the clutch assembly apart, but keyway fits, and it will slide up onto here. So now what we got to do is take this part, take this wooden clutch disc off. It's kind of interesting the way it's built, and once we take screws out, we'll be able to clean all these parts, put it back together, and be good to go. But you know, I'm glad Hunter helped me out this evening. It was really awesome of him, and so we'll clean a few extra parts here on this video. So, got you all on the tripod here. We're going to go ahead and take this apart, this little clutch disc. Let's see what we can do with it. Okay, it's wood. Huh. I don't know if it's just plywood or what that is. It's layered together. No, it's got grain on it. No, I don't know. Still good shape, and I'm sure it'll work just fine. We'll clean it up. So, I'll lay this on here like so. Pull these out. We'll clean all these up at some point, but we got this pulled apart now. So I'm going to start polishing a little bit of parts. We'll probably blast this stuff, clean it real good. But what I'm going to do right now is put these, probably need to get a bag and put these in. Tape all this up, because I'll probably end up sandblasting most of this. This I'll wire well, but the outer stuff I'll probably blast it. Blast like the inside of that, paint it, polish these. Probably we'll tape this off, and then I'll just take like a piece of sandpaper and like a little homemade hone, just clean it real good, but I'll blast all this too. Spring all these little spacers and get these old pins out of it. We'll get that spacer as well. Spring. And next is we're going to, this doesn't really require blasting. This just requires wire brush and a little bit of polishing. So we'll probably polish some of these next. And what else I'm going to do is take that handle off, because I thought I was going to go ahead and just get it working and run and put it back together right now and try it. But you know what, I'm already this far. I might as well just go ahead and clean up some pieces and parts. Got a chuck handle for it now, courtesy of Hunter. Hunter whooped that up for me. Real nice of him. And so I think what we're going to do, I couldn't help myself on this. I kind of already cleaned a little bit. Cleaned the tool holder, the old school one, lantern post style is what this is called. I cleaned on it pretty good, and it come out nice. It looks pretty good, but I couldn't help myself. I really wanted to clean something, and I didn't have time to make a video there one evening, and I was like, I'm gonna clean that little thing. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't think nobody will scold me too bad for not showing progress. We got the wrench for the tailstock, so that's pretty cool. It fits in there perfect. That's a nice little wrench. So I think what we're going to do is probably just clean up a few parts. Might clean this up too. Go ahead and just get it wire brushed. We'll clean this little handle for the tailstock, and probably end up pulling that off. Pull this off. I might go ahead and pull this off. I don't know yet. Might do that here in just a sec too. Let's grab a wrench. Oh, it was loose. I went and did all that digging for nothing. Works for me. Okay. Sweet. There's keyway. Go ahead and pop that out. Probably just blast the center, paint the center, and polish the outside. That'll look sharp. Ooh, look, it's even got the little... I'll have to tape all that off. Or is that a separate ring? Looks like it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna... I'll be daggone. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's held there with a piece of spring steel. Huh. Oh, okay. I see. Duh. I'm dumb. And most lathes, the modern lathes, got a set screw. This one don't. This is held in with a piece of spring steel. It just holds tension against this part, against where you can zero and do your dial in, like, you know, say 25 thousandths, 50 thousandths, 15, 5 thousandths. But that's what that's made. I'll be daggone. Look at that. Huh. Well, we'll just go ahead and polish that. And how about that? Most of them's got like little set screws, and you just loosen the set screw and turn it around where you want, dial, you know, zero it or however, whatever you're wanting to do, and then you lock it in. Then you just turn your knob in, your handle in, and then you can achieve the desired depth of cut that you want. So that's pretty neat how that's done. Cool. I don't have to. Only thing I have to tape off is this. And really, that's about it. I mean, the rest of this I'm going to polish. I'll just blast the middle of it. I might just blast the outside too, heck. Let's get a punch. Knock this out. Let's go the opposite direction. There we go. Get me a little baggie here and put all this stuff in. There's that. Now, okay, well, that was fairly simple. So, probably do the same with the, we'll do the same with this knob handle as well. We'll polish this, probably paint the center, polish this. You know, it'll be, well, I don't mean like mirror finished, I just mean cleaned up and kind of shiny. Kind of like the tool post there, just nice and just a nice clean look and finish. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So, we got a handful of parts clean. I'm going to take and blast this because I just don't have a wire cup or a one of those cup wire wheels to go in there. And I need to blast the paint off this. I'm not going to sit and try to wire wheel all that. The only thing I'm really wanting is like this polished, which I might take a little bit of like mother's wheel polish or something like that, and you know, something like that, and see about polishing it that way, just to kind of help it. Like, I'm not going to sit and like wet sand this stuff. I just want a nice clean, just a clean shine like that. And then probably what I'll do, if I decide to do that, actually with like a wheel polisher or something like that, something's kind of got an abrasive compound to it, if I decide to do that, that'll look pretty good. Then I can wipe it down real good and clear coat everything and it won't rust. Or I just keep a little oil wipe down on the parts. So the next phase is I got to get me some masking tape and some etching primer, so I can etch primer this stuff, and like this as well, and this, and the clutch. So got to get me some of that. That way I don't want to really blast up inside of these parts. So that'll be next. And just taking little bits at a time. Probably once all that's done and we primer it, like I said, I was going to put it back together, but I've decided against it right now. I'm just going to go ahead and start fixing, because really what I got to do right here to build the clutch portion that kicks it in and out, it's just a fork. I'm not too worried about that just yet. I've just decided that I'll go ahead and clean and prime some parts, and we will go ahead and build that tensioner pulley, figure out where it's supposed to bolt on to, and then we'll just build all that and the clutch fork last. It won't be that big of a deal. I can just go ahead and finish cleaning parts up and you know, like get the rest of the lathe clean. We'll probably disassemble next on it. We'll disassemble like probably all like the lead screw and stuff out of it. We'll go ahead and pull the apron and clean it real good. I'll go ahead and pull this apart and clean all this real good, take this rod out, clean it, and all that fun stuff. So we'll go ahead and get all that took apart and sand the paint down, clean it real good, and go ahead and prime it and basically just polish on it really at this point. Like I said, I need to make that clutch portion for the handle there, but I'm not going to worry about that again. Like I said, not just yet. It won't bother me even if that is last, because it's not really hard. I need to study it anyway. So I figured, well, I'll just go ahead and start cleaning parts and prepping it for cleanup. And I'm not looking for the world's perfect paint job. I could sit and spend hours on this thing and stripping it down and really doing it. I don't really feel like doing all that. I feel like I just want to get it cleaned up, clean up everything. I could sit and take stripper to this, like I said, and just really strip it down, but I'm going to see how the old paint holds up. I do need to get a little degreaser because it's greasy, but I need to get it degreased real good, and then might just sand it down real good and then throw a coat of primer on, because really if that old paint underneath there is really sticking good still, and it's got a good base on it, I'm just going to brush paint this machine. Like normally I'd be like, oh, I'm going to spray it, but I'm just going to do a nice heavy-duty oil-based brush on paint, and it'll look really good, I think. A friend of mine used some as well on a lathe he did on his backsplash, and it looks real nice. So, you know, it's cast anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's not like it's like a hot rod finish. So I've just decided I'm going to go ahead, clean and prep parts, and just go from there. But as far as that goes, as far as this video, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate you all. And for all the people that are watching, thank you all for watching my channel. Thanks for waiting on me and sticking in and looking for my next video. So we'll be up with part 3 next. Like I said, I got to get me some tape, get a little primer, and we're just gonna keep plugging away at it, one piece at a time. So until next time, y'all.